All right, let's talk about a meeting that could seriously shake up the diplomatic world. We've got two major global figures set to sit down for a talk, and honestly, the stakes could not be higher. So let's just jump right into what we know.
And it all kicks off with this piece of news. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has just announced he's going to meet with former U.S. President Donald Trump. I mean, wow. An announcement like that is guaranteed to get people talking. So let's break down the details.
Okay, so first things first, let's get the basics down. Who exactly is meeting? And where and when is this all supposed to happen? So, the two people at the very center of all this are, of course, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy and former U.S. President Donald Trump. Now, given their history and the ongoing war in Ukraine, any meeting between these two is a huge deal. It's definitely going to be front-page news.
And look, this isn't just some vague plan for the future. We've got concrete details here. The meeting is set for this Sunday, and it's happening in Florida. That kind of specificity tells you one thing. This is moving fast, and it's being treated as a top priority.
So we have the who, we have the where, and we have the when. But the biggest question of all is why? Why is this meeting happening right now of all times? Well, the announcement itself actually gives us some pretty important clues.
Let's dive into the diplomatic situation that's setting the stage for all this. And the key phrase you need to know seems to be progress on peace.
So the announcement basically draws a straight line between two major developments. First, there's progress being reported in the peace talks between Russia and Ukraine, and that seems to be the direct trigger for the second thing, setting up this meeting. The big takeaway here, this timing is anything but a coincidence.
But it turns out the peace talks aren't the only piece of the puzzle. There was another really important conversation that happened in the U.S., and it looks like it helped pave the way for this summit.
Right, so the source makes a point to mention this crucial bit of groundwork. President Zelenskyy himself said he had a good conversation with the U.S. Special Envoy, Steve Woodcap. Now, in the world of high-stakes diplomacy, a word like good is never just thrown around casually. It's a very deliberate signal that things are on the right track for this bigger meeting.
So let's just lay it out. You have the president of Ukraine talking with the U.S. Special Envoy, and the official word on how it went is that it was good. This was clearly more than just a quick check-in. This was a crucial prep session, probably to make sure everyone's expectations were aligned before the main event.
Okay, so we've got the core details of the meeting, we have the context of the ongoing peace talks, and we have this important preparatory conversation. So, what's the big picture here? What story do all these pieces tell when you put them together?
All right, let's connect all the dots. Here's the full sequence of events that has led us to this really high-stakes summit.
When you lay it out like this, the sequence tells a really clear story. First, you've got progress on the peace talks, which creates the right kind of political atmosphere. That's followed by a successful diplomatic check-in with the U.S. envoy. And all of that culminates in this, the meeting being officially scheduled for Sunday in Florida. It's like watching a set of diplomatic dominoes fall, one right after the other.
So, the single most important thing to take away from all this is that this is absolutely not a random meeting. It is a carefully planned event, timed perfectly to capitalize on progress in peace talks and built on a foundation of positive diplomatic groundwork. This isn't just a chat, it's a calculated move on the international chessboard. And it leaves all of us with one massive question. What on earth happens next?